Grays can't fix that. All right. All right. What is up? We are back with another edition of our Monday night stay at home open mic right there, presented by Barbed Wire Open Mic Series, aka BWOMS. We are located in El Paso, Texas, here in the Southwest US Mexico border. But of course, since this is an online event, we are happy to welcome people from all over the place. It's really exciting stuff, to be honest. And as always, this is not our first rodeo. We've been doing this for over 200 episodes. But if for some reason this is your first time tuning in, welcome. It's good to have you here. We have an eclectic mix of poets, writers, sometimes musicians who just want to have some stage time to share what's on their mind, get things off their chests, share some of their creative outputs. Obviously, there's a huge online community that we've been able to establish in these last 2 years. So you will also be hearing about other online mics, online writing workshops, special readings and events. And I definitely encourage you as viewer, as listener, as supporter to follow our cool peeps, those organizations, and just try and ride the wave. So I want to it's these spaces are for us and the creators and have a community, but also it's so we can have a platform, right? That's kind of one of the things. So if you guys are tuning in, don't hesitate, feel free to say hi in the chat. We do have a live chat going on. If you are watching the replay, that's already long gone, the live chat, just leave a comment, let us know, say hello, where are you listening in from? And as always, I encourage people to just, who'd you enjoy? Whose poetry, whose performance did you like? In particular, are there any lines that stood out to you that maybe made your hair stand up? Maybe give you some goosebumps, maybe made you feel something, so it is. So we're good to be here. My name is Richie Marufo. I'm going to be your host tonight. I am the project director of this event. Just like any other regular in-person open mic. I don't want to say regular open mic. This is a regular open mic too, right? Just like any other open mic that you would have in person. If you want to perform, all you have to do is sign up. While the event is live, we usually do have spaces. So if you're watching and you somehow do want to share something and perform, you still can sign up. There's still some room. In fact, on this YouTube video, if you click on the description, there is a link there that will take you to the form. All you do is put in your name, what you'll be performing, things like that. Other than that, though, we are here every Monday. So maybe tonight's not your night. We would love to have you next week or any week after that. We'll be here. Alrighty then. So I'm gonna go ahead and call up each performer. Let you know where they're from, and of course they're gonna work their magic. And of course, please support. It doesn't cost a thing. It's free. But of course, there are books out as well. There are events definitely worth checking out. So without further ado, it's great to be here, guys. We're going to kick things off in New York City, where we do often, place that I want to visit very soon that I'm saving up for. But right now, we're going to go and see what's up with Deadpan Lizzie, who also runs her own mics, and she has so many things coming out, so many publications, and it's always great to hear from her. What's up, Lizzie? How you doing?
Many blessings. Good to see you, and I can't wait to meet you in New York someday, hopefully soon. Y'all can follow me, ES_Strauss. I'm going to read 2 pieces tonight. The first one is new shit. It's called 3 Strikes and I'm Out, or Just the Girl I'm Looking For. Cupid has hurtfully struck my heart twice. I fear he may for a 3rd time soonish. Putting your heart out there can be beautiful and scary in one foul swoop. You either knock it out of the park, past the white picket fence, or it bounces off the pole back into the catcher's mitt, and suddenly you're out. Baby's first ear-piercing and industrial arrow, 17 years in the making after seeing 2 silver balls rest upon one carpenter's head. Just the Girl by Click 5 underscore the lumber in our hormone teenage bodies. One perfect autumnal day. 10 years later, I thought I found her. Because of wine, beer, and alcohol, we could not live happily ever after. The arrow threw me back into the sound and her for a strange loop. Love, lust, sex, and the beanie. With a lightning bolt I wore, her techie and shining armor. I was too blinded by the poisons she threw in her body and mine, not thinking drinking 2 full bottles of 2-buck chuck was a big deal then. 4 years of trying to move on, glass ceilings brought our fingers closer together once again. Like notes on a violin, we easily make music together. With the lessons learned in the 4 years of love, lust, sex, and beanies, sans lightning bolt, I could taste the sour grapes. and I had to break her heart and mine all over again. One wounded bird led me to another, letting the flags fly high. Blinded by poetry, proses, and Haiti-town roses, I fell again, feeling sicker than the sea for my Scorpio than I did my Capricorn. The day is drawn closer, the photos instantly in my face. I cannot get potential love out of my head and heart. No green or liquid courage strong enough to confess my love. We share the same Cancer sun, and Gemini season begins to disappear. Our softer claws are emerging. I pierce my ear in hopes I will fall in love again, but can my heart handle it? 3 strikes and I'm out, or will I hit a home run? Swing, batter, batter, swing. The count is full. Here I go. Thank you. And then I'm going to read a panku from my new book that just came out, Kundabini. And Richie and Kit, just, you're in the acknowledgments as a thank you because you're a big part of my journey in this community. I just wanted to make sure you knew that. I'm going to read a little ode to my stage management career here in New York on Broadway. It's called Gaff Tape Goodbyes. I packed up a part of my life I thought would be harder and would make the floodgates open faster than a NASCAR at Daytona 500 competitions. Perhaps this is why it was so effortlessly easy to donate and throw away the gaffer tape that controlled my 20s, but I will not let stick to my well-being anymore. If I choose to tear off a piece of strong, easy, and versatile magic gaff, I will say hello again. Thank you so much for the time. And yes, tomorrow is Deadpan Dope Tuesdays with the Word is Right. If you follow me at ES_Strauss, all the Zoom information will be there on IG.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lizzie. And as always, please, any links that you have too for that Deadpan Dope, is the sign up, is it just go in the room and sign up, or is there a pre-sign up and all that?
No, there's no pre-sign up, and it's not just poetry. It's any form of art. All mediums of art are welcome. You're also not forced to read ever. If you just want to sit with your camera off and listen and support the community, that is, of course, allowed. It's a safe space for everyone. Nope, just come in. We'll play some pre-show music and hang out. It lasts about 2 hours. I'm excited to be back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So thank you.
Yes, right on. And also, if you have that info on how to get a book, that'd be great. Share that.
Yeah, so you go to ES_Strauss on IG, and I dropped it in the chat, and you send me a DM, and we can hook you up with a book. And I inscribe every book ordered with a panku, just to make it a little more fun. So you all get personalized pankus.
Yeah, I mean, wow, can you pass that up? Definitely. If you're watching right now, definitely hit her up. And thank you as always for kicking off the show. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you guys got some time tomorrow, go sign up and check out her open mic as well. Very cool stuff. And also, speaking of, well, I don't even know if it was mentioned, but the Fierce 15, I want to give a shout out to Patty Orozco, who is part of that. One of our El Paso peeps who is near and dear to this community. She's doing a release right now. So just want to send love her way. I already have my book saved, so don't sell it, okay? All right, Patty, don't sell my book. I know. I wish I could go too, but we'll do. Maybe we'll do a BWOMS something for her, like in another time, even if she can't make it. Okay, sorry. Yeah, shout out to Patty. Let's go ahead and keep going. We have a new person on the mic. That's always fun. I love the fact that we've been doing this for so long and we can still have new people. Last week we had new people. Tonight we have a new person signed up, and it's kind of very, very, very late for him. He's joining us from the Ivory Coast. He's from Zimbabwe, but joining us to share some poetry, we got Sapongo here with us. And yo, what's up, man? Welcome. I love your background.
Hey, bro, thank you very much. That's my country's flag. I believe we've got like the dopest flag in the world. I'm sure Zomkondo can testify, my brother Zomkondo, and Zomkondo Nyabonga. But thank you very much for hooking me up and getting me into the spaces, bro. I really appreciate it. And to everyone else, the name is Pongo, but some call me the honorable metaphor. As they say, my metaphors are so honorable, they deserve a seat in the parliament. But please make sure the government may never hear that, because they have a tendency of coming out guns blazing. So what I'm going to do here today is I'm going to read one new poem. You can find this on my YouTube channel. And then I'm gonna recite. I'm not gonna read. I'm gonna recite a poem from my debut book, Trials, which is an acronym for Try It All Spongo. It's available on Kindle. I'm gonna drop the link in the comment section after this. So the first poem is called What a Dream. I got something like this. Scattered, scattered, scattered. We are scattered around all four corners. We break decks so our breaks come faster, anticipating the day we can unite. Tichitis, Winuzwanaka. The mornings I can finally say, Livugenjani mama. Watch her smile as she says, Nyavuga mtanami, knowing she ain't gotta worry about crossing the border again, cause that ship done sailed, then 263 is breadbasket again, and we break even. What a dream, what a dream, what a dream. Dreams come true, you know, individually, collectively, they do. But without action, we can dream until 2030, miss our families for years as long as we are providing. Is this how life should be? One man, private jets, the rest suck a dick or die from thirst. The minister had to get the latest Gucci belt. What a dream, what a dream, what a dream. So yeah, that was What a Dream. I wrote it on the 28th of the 5th month this year. The next poem that I'm gonna recite is titled The Rain Dance. I'm not gonna bore you all with the details of what it's about. I'm just gonna let you enjoy the poem. The Rain Dance. We all sat around the fireplaces, the tongues of the fire seemingly taunting our hungry-looking faces. We had not left the room, no, none had the nerve, not until the ritual was over. We sat on the floor, cross-legged, frozen, waiting for the first droplet. The ground smelt of best sea spring had come and gone, but even the trees that hung onto their leaves were grieved to hear them fall to the ground, raising tons of dust that hung above our heads like a friendly ghost come to boast. The rhythm of life got sing to the cries of the bleeding goats. We had drank their blood and ate the flesh of their kin in an effort to keep soul glued to skin. The people were quiet, but each whispered in their minds the truth unspeakable. The cross steeple that stood atop the cathedral, seemingly violating the sky, rendered her barren. Gone are the days of the rain dance when the rainmaker through the orifices of the hot springs in Bingham disappeared for 7 days and came back with basket loads of harvest maize to tell of a bumper harvest, a gift from the gods of the land. If he came with his hands empty like politicians' promise of food security, the tribe knew that the drums had to beat for the people to clap and the gods to dance until the earth cried tears of rain. We were one with the land, more so gods of the rain. So I pray thee tell which goes to this self that let you starve. No, no blasphemy. Let's have none of that nonsense for the starving child whose father works the fields but the rains unfold, whose mother gathers the wood but the cat sleeps on the head, whose stomach grumbles the Lord's prayer but all the Lords are deaf. Her shoulders will never carry the unpleasant weight of a scarf teen as she goes to school. She bends but not a single droplet for her throat to cool. So she learns at school that the globe is getting warm, that Mother Earth never speaks, but she whispers silent cries every time a car turns into a passive smoker, taking it to cloud nine. But do you know what smoke does to lungs? It will create a hole so big the sun will escape the hands of time and burn us all alive. No rain to cool us down, let alone irrigate the Garden of Eden, long lost to the hands of men. The serpent hisses his joy from now until ever. Men shall starve and men shall die a slow and quiet death with every last breath Mother Earth takes. Peace.
Yes.
So
Awesome. Everyone, feel free to make some noise, clap it up, snap it up, show some love in the chat. So Bongo, thank you. And also you mentioned the YouTube channel. But is that something you feel free to share? And if you have any links, a website, social media, how can people follow you who are just tuning in right now?
the best way to follow me is to type in your browser, just type in spongo.rf.gd. As you can see on my name there, I put it there. So if you type that, that has links to my YouTube, that has links to my Facebook, my Instagram, and everything. Then everywhere on social media, I am Spongo, S''PHONGO. The first village boy who shows up, that's me, guys. And like I said, my first book, Trials, is available on Amazon Kindle. Unfortunately, because of the book size, I couldn't get Amazon to print it. So you can only get the soft copies. So go ahead and check that out. And thanks a lot, guys. Peace out.
Awesome. And usually he's not here right now, but this is the point where Nick Paleologos would start chanting one of us, one of. I'm gonna cut it short, but you get the idea, because really all that means is just you're welcome here. We encourage you to come back, and anytime you're free, definitely can come by and share your stuff. Thank you so much, and thanks for Lee for getting that website on there. Shout out to Courtney Holmes. I just saw you tune in. What's up? What's up, and how come you're not signed up? But Sapongo, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming through. And I know it's late. You said it was like 2 a.m. for you.
It's 2 a.m. and it's raining outside, but I think I'm gonna be up for like another hour because I took a lot of caffeine.
Yeah. There you go, man. Just listen to some awesome performers, listen to the rain. I know I always appreciate that when it's raining outside. But yeah, what's up, everyone? Online mic. If you're just tuning in, hello. Say hi in the chat. I'm looking. We do have our YouTube live stream. I have it open here in another window. So if you have any comments, questions, maybe even some requests, people can type in the chat. It's like, I want Kit to I want him to do the comedian's poem. Just type that in the chat. If you know. All right, but we got a pretty good list going on tonight, so we're gonna keep going. In fact, we're gonna go from there to Pittsburgh, and our next performer is hosting a great Pride Month reading, a curated show, and I'll let them talk more about it, I guess, before or after. But let's go ahead and welcome Vale Larkin, the one and only, up on the stage. What's up, Vale?
Hiya.
Hey.
Let's see. I'm gonna read 2 poems. The first one was just what I was thinking about. What if when you die and your life flashes before your eyes, it's just everything you've ever killed? Post-mortem. It's the tastes and textures that get to you first. Roast pork fat, coating your tongue and lips with slick richness. Bloody beef, barely warmed over and still dripping. All the small bones of birds crunching and crushing between your teeth as they grind like millstones, and your mouth fills with the redolent rankness of every creature you have ever killed or consumed. The lives you imagined were lifeless are loudest. Ripe tomatoes weeping while their seeds slump into your hand. Bitter greens screaming, and their fibrous flesh tears with a sound like the crack after a lightning strike, that harsh and electric, their spirits splitting. The crisp limbs of carrots and celery bleed into your throat while their fronds gasp and collapse. There are a few silent, slim-legged stowaways, of course, wriggling their last in the hollows of your cheeks. Then sucked down without thought or awareness. Watch your footsteps as they crush the soil. Entire cultures of bacteria, ants in their sisterhoods, bees lost to folly and suicide missions. Watch your hands take fistful by fistful, and never enough, pulling from the air and soil, pouring it out again carelessly, and breathing in the last dying breaths of a world ocean. We were built to destroy. We have always taken life. We living. We love to say predator, like there is a difference. But behemoth to virus, we fall to each other. We are become death, terminus est. If hell is, then mine will be all of them, watching and silent as I drown in my own grief. And now for something completely different. This is, I'm reading this in honor of Juneteenth, which is always a danger because we white people have a tendency to be super cringy about race issues. So I'm prepared to be super cringy, and I'm going to try not to be. This is about a photographer named Teenie Harris, who was from the town where I live, Pittsburgh, and he photographed Black neighborhoods all over the country, and in the late 1800s and early 1900s. And he particularly photographed ballroom culture, which was Black male gay culture. And it was the roots of drag, and the roots of all of gay culture came from Black people. And I saw an exhibit of his work at a museum, a local museum, and just fell in love with it. So this is the poem I wrote about it. Teenie Harris teaches me to sit down. Photographs of golden streets and people, and deep bronze and shades of sepia in every hue like diffracted darkness, brown, buff, mahogany, ebony, because dark is not one lonely color against the encroaching pallor. It's a spectrum of shade, like cool places in deep pools and sun on soil too, because all white means no life. But life leaps from every inch of these prints. Life like smart dressed girls and young men in suits, like young men in smart dresses and rapid music, and the dancing of all that golden life, and the way they make these old photographs live, even for me, for the usurper. I can stay silent, sit down, and see how life breathes in joy and exhales music without me. I'm going to put up information about a mic I'm hosting on the 28th, which is a Tuesday at 8 p.m. on Zoom. It is a queer and trans open mic for Pride Month. All queer and trans readers. And our feature is Teresa Davis from Atlanta, slam champion. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, I'll make sure to forward that as well. Happy to see it's getting some traction. And again, that will be curated open mic. So definitely, if you're interested, go ahead and hit up either Vale or Lee, who you'll hear from a little later today. Thank you, Vale. Awesome. Oh, intense pieces, amazing pieces. All right. Let me go ahead and, yes, great reading as always. Vale always brings something great to the show every single time. Okay, cool. We still got people signing up. Excellent, awesome. I just saw Julian. What is going on, man? Good to see you. Have you here on the list now. We're gonna go ahead and go from Pittsburgh to South Euclid, Ohio, and we're gonna tune in and say hi to Doc Janning. It's been a little while. He was showing his cosmic kitty a little earlier. Made an appearance in the background, but let's go ahead and welcome Poet Meister Doc, as his name here alludes to. All right, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you. This first poem is the one I read yesterday at South Euclid's Juneteenth celebration. Its title is But Not All Were Yet Free. Traveling through unfamiliar landscapes, following the drinking gourd in infinite caverns of night, reaching for dreams in endless blue sky of day. Once the way to freedom, Then came to be the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. But not all were yet free. The Civil War raged on until Appomattox, April 19th, 1865. But not yet all were, oh boy, but not all were yet free. It was another 2 months, June 19th, 1865, in Galveston, and General Order Number 3. But not all were yet free. Jim Crow and unequal laws, voting rights infringement, the KKK and Tulsa, but not all were yet free. The Civil Rights Movement, Loving versus Virginia, the Civil Rights Act, but not all were yet free. Unequal sentencing, forced labor at prison, lynchings and more, but not all were yet free. Political lies and the big lie, redlining and erosion of values in the name of greed and power, but not all were yet free. Unrelenting attitudes, bigotry, racism, white supremacy, institutional superiority, but not all were yet free. History poorly taught or not taught at all, especially of America's warts, but not all were yet free. Superficial differences taught as rationale, and others equally banal, and not all are yet truly free. My second poem tonight is, excuse me a second, itchy eye. Chorus. Awakening from the heart of night, first light of ancient dawn flows over a brightening horizon. Song of day begins, a flower blooms. Night disappears like a mist into the west, singing its silent song of parting, diurnal chorus of life. And finally, this is titled Journey of Love. In the space between I love yous, between twilight and dawn, hearts swell, dreams are stirred amid an explosion of stars. It invokes elements of sapphire and gold, of a kiss and a melding of souls as they twine and weave together in the bliss of ecstasy. And we dance haphazard around the invisible, our journey begun, the journey of love, a journey into a sharing of self, the forever beyond forever and infinite pools of dreams, a journey to us. Thank you.
Alrighty then. Awesome. Thank you. Poet Maester. That's like that. Did you just add that title right now?
I just added it tonight. I've used it for other things.
Excellent.
And of course, it signifies that I am a follower of Game of Thrones. And I am also an adherent of House Stark.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Awesome. You get your wolf background there.
Yes, I need to do that.
Did they make the playoffs? I like that question. Awesome. Cool. Do you have any events coming up? Anything special you want to promote?
Well, the only thing that's going to be online is tomorrow evening. I am one of the invited readers for an event called GAS, actually GAS, and you can find that on Facebook. Other than that, this coming Friday, I will be on a panel of Poets Laureate speaking in front of the National Federation of State Poetry Societies on the subject of the power of literary citizenship. And the very next day, Saturday, I will be at the Cuyahoga County, Ohio Fairgrounds, where the Ohio Scottish Games are taking place, and I am convening their first ever poetry contest. So a lot coming up. And then the following Monday, I will be reading poetry for our city council.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, I read to our city council at every meeting.
Do you get them to realize their flawed ways and in which ways it can be better? Or
Oh, of course.
yeah, every time. All right, appreciate it. Awesome, thank you, Poet Master Doc Channing. Everyone, thanks for coming on today's show. So cool. Just have to ask because man, I don't even know if our city council would allow poets to go. First of all, we don't have a poet laureate title in our city. I don't think we've had one in a while, but yeah, there's some issues with our city council. So I was projecting a little bit there with that question.
Well, with what I heard today about the Texas Republican Party's new platform,
Yeah,
it's kind of sort of ridiculous.
yeah, we're kind of far removed from that too. I feel like we would be annexed as part of New Mexico at some point, El Paso, that is, because we're closer to there. Yeah, I saw that. That's kind of scary. Anyway, crazy shit. Anyway, we'll be here for whatever happens, right? Let's go ahead and move on to we got a pretty good list forming up, and in fact, we still get some more people signing up. So I'm excited. If you do want to sign up, the sign up sheet is available in the description of our YouTube video or on our social media. Right now, we're going to go ahead and go from Ohio back to El Paso, Texas, and we have a returning performer. He did a little bit of stand-up, a little bit of a pigeon stand-up last time. Today, he's got some. Well, today he signed up to do etc. So let's see what that is. We have Bearded Tundra in the house. Stubbly Tundra, what's going on, man?
Hey, well, yeah, it's kind of cleaned up still. I didn't try to shave and everything, but hold on. I can't talk whenever I have gum in my mouth. I mean, that's that's one of the tribal rules if you're gonna read or whatever. I have a book that I've been writing. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I have a book that I've been writing. I really haven't read this in a while. But I'm just gonna start. It's called Erga Citron, Past, Present, and Future. Chapter 1, A Camping Trip. Okay, listen up, everyone. I have given you all the resources you need to be successful in the business world. Take it or leave it. It's up to you, shouted Dr. Kirk as we all hastily waited in our seats for the bell to ring to signify the start of the summer break. Ring, ring, ring. We all raced up from our desks and almost knocked down the teacher with smiles on our faces. Hey, Ergo. Hey, Ergo. I looked behind me, seeing my friend Matthew running out of breath, trying to catch up with me. Hey, Ergo, so what are your plans for the summer break, he asked. Well, Matthew, I love camping, so I was thinking about heading up to the mountains and exploring out there, I answered him. What are your plans? Well, my father wanted me to come back on the farm to help him out, but I said, screw that. So I'm probably just going to watch anime or write songs at home, Matthew replied. Oh, well, dude, if you want to hang out, just let me know and we could chill, I replied. Well, dude, I'll keep that in mind later, Ergo, he said as he ran down the hallway. Being a college student is tough. You have so many ways to screw up your success of being the person you want to be in life. I'm not saying college life is stressful. No, believe me, I have endured these 3 years of misery. But in all actuality, it's fun and a great experience to be part of something productive, minus the fraternity parties and sex. You just must be yourself and grow up, simple as that. I lived in the far side of the campus and had a long walk back at the dorm. For you, home sweet home, I said out loud as I opened up the door. Oh yeah, give it to me, Poppy, she moaned. Jimmy, what the fuck, dude? Why don't you have a sock on your door handle? I scorned in disguise as I covered my eyes from the awful sight I just witnessed. Ah, she screamed and hurriedly gathered her clothes and ran down the hallway. I glued my eyes onto Jim and I said, dude, I thought we came to agreement to give me signs so I don't have to witness the sight of you having sex. Jimmy replied, Ergo, I'm so sorry. I thought you had left already. No, I told you I leave in the evening tomorrow. I explained this to you how many times? I answered him laughing. Yeah, too many times, Ergo. He replied in a heavy tone. Jimmy's my dorm roommate. He has been for 3 years now. He's such a great guy once you get to know him. Hey, Ergo, me and the squad are going to bar hypnosis for drinks. You think you can hang with us? Jimmy asked. No, I think I'm going to pass this one. I must get my campus supplies and clothes ready for the mountains, I replied. We'll have fun doing it. Be safe out there, man. He replied as he left out the door. Ah, finally, peace and quiet, I shouted as I took off my shoes. It was getting dark outside. I could still hear the voices of people yelling and screaming faintly down the street. I filtered them out by imagining all the nature and habitats I'll be exploring on my trip to the mountains. When I reach the peak of the mountains, what a sight I'll see, I whispered to myself as I slowly drifted away into a deep, deep sleep. What I didn't know was I was going to be part of something huge and it was going to be climbing mountains. My innocence was going to be bust wide open and it was counting down. Yeah, do I have time for chapter 2?
Yeah, I mean, is it about the same length?
Yes, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
How long? How much do you have? How much do you have written?
I mean, it's like 2 more paragraphs.
Go for it. Go for it.
Chapter 2, Journey of a Lifetime. Ships going down. The ships are going down. All hands on deck. Ah, what in the world? Why am I so wet? I yelled, hurriedly turning on the light in the room. And in distance, I saw Jim urinating on my bed. Yo, are you effing serious right now? I yelled at Jimmy. I ran over and punched him. He was staggering and jerkily said, we had women everywhere. And I drank too much. This isn't a restroom. Haha. Boom. Jimmy fell over and went into a deep sleep. Jimmy, I yelled, but there was no response. So I quickly cleaned up and took a shower and started washing my clothes down the evening hallway. I was listening to music, then I eerily heard my name being called softly. Argo. Hello, who's there? I yelled down the hallway. Argo, we need you. The weird sound said aloud. Beep! The alarm blared from the dryer, signifying the clothes were dry. I didn't think anything else about the weird voice, so I gathered all my clothes and went back down to my dorm room. What the hell happened? Jimmy asked with a confused look on his face. Well, Jimbo, you got wasted last night and gave me a golden shower at 3 o'clock in the morning. I replied eagerly. Did I drank too much yesterday? And he tried explaining. I cut himself off mid-sentence. Let's just not talk about her, okay? I said. He agreed and moved on to another subject. Why do you enjoy nature so much, Ergo? Aren't you afraid of mountain lions attacking you? Jimmy asked me. I keep to myself and they keep to themselves, but believe it if I will win if a mountain lion attacks me. I replied, there's a road right in front of us that needs exploring, and I'm all for it, I eagerly explained. I started gathering my camping gear and Jimmy started helping me. You're leaving this early? He asked. Yeah, I want to have a little daylight to kill, I answered back. I decided to go ahead and leave early. It was around 5:45 when I left, and the sun was already signifying another day complete. I packed all my gear into my regular Jeep I fixed a while back. My girl has taken these places so many memories. I started her up and left, not looking back. And that's it.
All righty, man. All right. And remember, the monster's name is not Frankenstein. That's the scientist. I'm just kidding. So yeah, that's cool. The reason why I was asking how much you have written, I've always floated this idea out in the past to people about doing serialized work where every single Monday you read like a little bit more of each like a chapter or like a section, which is kind of cool. You know, it could be like an ongoing series type thing. I know Mr. Tissel Somok, who isn't here yet, is signed up. Has like he has a series that every Monday he would add to it part 7 part, and so just something if you have more, that's what I was saying. But I'm glad you signed up again, and it was cool that you got to share some of your writing. Unique style, man. What inspired that?
I mean, honestly, I was talking to I had a book that I written when I was 15 years old, and I ended up being put in foster care, and my book was lost that I had wrote, and I was wanting to publish it when I was like 15, 16 years old. And to this day, my auntie still can't find that composition book that I wrote all of that. It was a way cooler version too. You can't rewrite something that you already written. It's just like when it's gone, it's gone. You know what I mean? You can't put in the same exact word. But I mean, I'm still gonna make this version cooler.
Alrighty then, man. Well, glad to have you here. Do you have anything you'd like to share? Social media stuff where people can follow you and check your work out and all that?
I have a YouTube channel that I don't use. That I have. If you guys want to check out my older videos I did 5 years ago, it's called Bearded Tundra. It has a dude that has a mountain and he's looking under the mountain range. It's a cartoon, but it's Bearded Tundra. If you guys want to check me out on that, on YouTube.
Gotcha. Awesome, man. Yes, and if you want to share any links, of course, I'll also share that. Thanks for being on, man.
Hey, thank you guys.
Right. Sweet Bearded Tundra. It's almost winter, so we got to work on getting that beard back, huh? So we can get you. For now, it's Scruffy Tundra. I'm just kidding, man. It'll be back next week, huh? Okay. So I'm looking at the list, and we're making some adjustments, but right now we're going to go ahead and go to the land of Cleves. And earlier I was talking about the Fierce 15, and I didn't forget these people. I was just, kind of spreading out throughout the night. But of course, I do not want to forget and mention that, of course, we do have other Fierce 15 authors in the room with us. In fact, you're going to hear from one right now, but I also want to give a shout out to Terry Jertson. Oh wait, we have an undisclosed location, a remote island, if you will. But yeah, shout out to Terry Rose, who's also one of the Fierce 15. But also our next performer is also one. His book is being published, and we can't wait to hear more about that. So once again, coming from a remote island, let's go ahead and welcome urban cowboy poet UCP. What's up? I'm so sorry, I just naturally went to land of Cleves, but how are you tonight?
Actually, my name is John Hammond.
Oh, no.
The urban cowboy poet graciously gave me his spot. His book is going to print today, so he's probably out getting high and celebrating. And he reminded me that it was Pride Month today, though. I'll tell you about myself. I manage a wildlife sanctuary, full of adventure and a bit scary. Not the place to be in after dark. Welcome to Jurassic Park. You know dinosaurs through their bones, but now we produce living clones. We found their genes in bugs and amber when we opened some with a hammer. Our zoologists have managed at last to recreate the distant past. I invite your gallery to wax poetic about our breakthrough in genetics. Today, our lab announced a new batch of eggs that are about to hatch. We cloned many species. It is thrilling to give life to 17-ton children. Come ride with me. Your eyes will feast on giant prehistoric beasts. Oh, see what's coming over the hill. A hadrosaur with its big duck bill. Stegosaur and triceratops. I spy an apatosaur above the treetops. A brachiosaur, and look what's next, the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex. Yes, there are some carnivores that prey on plant-eating dinosaurs. Allosaurs, velociraptors too. They feed on herbivores, not on you. Whoever told you it's not safe lied. It's been days since anyone died. just so you remember to keep your favorite body parts in the Jeep. If you wander onto paths unbeaten, there's a small chance you'll get eaten. These are the rules. If you follow along, then nothing can possibly go wrong. We've cloned cells 200 million years old. Their populations are tightly controlled. Don't listen to those breeding tales. The dinosaurs here are all females. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My scientists are reporting in their blogs they use DNA from transgender frogs. The most fearsome creatures ever on Earth are rejecting their gender assigned at birth. Hormones were making the females bothered. They yearned to be mothers. They needed fathers. Up till now, they've managed to hide their sex change. Now they wear it with pride. Seems we have a situation, an exploding raptor population. I see some chasing us in the mirror. That means they're closer than they appear. Whichever way this day ends, be sure to bring all your friends when you return to Jurassic Park. I must go now. It's getting dark. Thank you.
Do the theme song.
Yeah,
That was awesome,
right.
man. That was awesome.
People, years ago, people say I look like the guy from Jurassic Park. So I got the get up the costume. I even have a dinosaur egg with a dinosaur in it.
And you have a go-to Halloween costume every year now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Fail proof. Did you have anything else you wanted to share right now?
I got a book.
Yes, tell us about that.
It's called Urban Cowboy Poetry. And there's no dinosaurs in it.
That's for the sequel.
Yeah, let John Hammond do his book. You can catch my videos on Urban Cowboy Poetry, either Facebook or YouTube. And you can message me on Facebook or on my email, which I'll put in the chat, urbancowboypoet@gmail.com. And if you want to know about my book, about getting a book. Presses are running today, as far as I know.
All right, awesome, man. Yes, thank you so much, man. Good to have you here, as always. Glad to have you reading. All right, cool. Sorry, I forgot to remove the spotlight. Yes, any links you have, of course, also please feel free to share. What is up, everyone? We are right now Monday night open mic. For many of you, it's the late mic. I know it gets kind of late. Give a shout out to everyone who's watching on YouTube, like Finn Bell. Right now left a comment. Andres, as always, appreciate you, man, for tuning in. Definitely loved that get up. Cool stuff. So, oh wait, Dan's coming back. All right. He accidentally left the room. Alrighty then. So we're gonna go ahead and keep going. In fact, so I'm gonna make some quick adjustments to the list because our next performer technically just got here, and I didn't really give him a warning. So he'll be up third of our next three performers. But so we're gonna move up Kit and Lee, followed by Ed Poetastic. That's the way the list is gonna look right now. So let's go ahead and just go on with it. Yeah, we're gonna come back to El Paso, Texas. Of course, UCP has been here before. Fun time. But in El Paso, we're gonna do a back-to-back 1-2 punch birthday twin power activate session. And as always, you know, I love it to see the back-to-back. That was like for the longest time a great thing. So we have first up Mr. Monday Night. Oftentimes you see him co-hosting and hosting here in a big part of this community. So let's go ahead and make some noise and give it up for Kit Rand. Go and take it away, man.
It will have been taken. There we go. So 3 of mine in the cover. Cover's a little different than usual, but just a little bit. But they're this is some new shit. Wrote it in Tumbleboards on Saturday. There are those who find evidence of their own primacy in the universe in every twitch and spasm of Mother Nature's nose. The weatherman at 5:30 tells them how they feel. I am the opposite. I take comfort in the indifference of nature. The scent of the pine has no idea what I feel. The stars, when they shine, are millions of years late to the party. I will whisper her name into the mesquite tree's hollow, and the tree will not repeat it, not to anyone, not even by accident. The sun beats down, dutiful but impersonal, like a factory worker, indifferent as it shines to which leaves are wilted and which hearts are broken. Now some older shit. I am not sure if writers have the power they claim. I think we must claim it to give us the motivation to finish and the bravado to force people to look. But we cannot control what people see when they look. At our best, we are comically explicit warning signs. It's ridiculous that we're needed at all. Please leave the swords in their display. Please do not feed the bears. Come on, please. I read an interview with a park ranger who said, with the good humor of someone who truly loves their job, that the problem with dumpsters near campsites is that the smartest bear is better at spatial reasoning than the dumbest human. So it is with writing for a cause. The most graspable, immediate, bloody pieces get carried away by bears to mean what the bears want, and the bears only want food. If it is intricate and sly and completely fully realized, both humans and bears will give up and try the next dumpster. Don't misunderstand me. I love this shit. I don't care if no one picks this lock. I'm not going to quit and become a welder. It is good to write. It is necessary to write. I don't know about power, but there is purpose. There should be a record of our failures. There should be a vision of the future that leaches the color out of the present. We should never be allowed to think that this is the best we can do. And digging deep into the archives to, as seen in Barrio Panther Volume 3, in fact. I have a confession disguised as a question. Has the desert spoiled all other outdoor settings for you too? Do forests seem to you a claustrophobic compromise between the indoors and the outdoors, unsatisfying as most compromises are? How can this actually be outside if I can't see the entire sky? Does the ocean seem showy and excessive, gaudy like plastic jewelry on an otherwise fine hand? To have all this undrinkable water feels like someone made a mistake but didn't care enough to correct it. We are a dry land, but what we find is potable. Did the hill country underwhelm you too? Were you tempted to laugh at all the hill people who went around instead of over and through? They would think us mad. But I'll never make the mistake of caring what they think again. Does every green field, no matter how wild, take on the manicured unreality of a golf course? I am tired, friend, of this world of driving ranges. You and I will spread our picnic blanket in the sand trap and throw back every Titleist that blunders in. And for the cover, I'm going to take a cue from our friend Mike Sindler, who likes to read song lyrics sometimes in this space. And I'm going to do that. My dad's turning 73 today, so good for him. He's asleep over there, so he can't hear any of this, but I'm going to recite a favorite song of his that kind of describes our relationship as adults now. This is Desperados Waiting for a Train by Guy Clark, except I'm talking to you instead of singing. I played the Red River Valley. He'd sit in the kitchen and cry. run his fingers through 70 years of living and wonder, Lord, is every well I drilled gone dry? We were friends, me and this old man, like desperados waiting for a train. Desperados waiting for a train. Well, he's a drifter and a driller of oil wells and an old school man of the world. He taught me how to drive his car when he was too drunk to. And he'd wink and give me money for the girls. And our lives was like some old Western movie. We were like desperados waiting for a train. From the time that I could walk, he'd take me with him to a bar called the Green Frog Cafe. And there was old men with beer guts and dominoes. And they'd lie about their lives while they played. I was just a kid and they all called me sidekick, like desperados waiting for a train. One day I looked up and he was pushing 80. And brown tobacco stains are all down his chin. Well, to me, he's one of the heroes of this country. So why is he dressed up like those old men? Drinking beer and playing Moon and 42, like a desperado waiting for a train. Like a desperado waiting for a train. And the day before he died, I went to see him. I was grown and he was almost gone. So we just closed our eyes and dreamed us up a kitchen, sang another verse to that old song. Come on, Jack, the son of a bitch is coming. Like desperados waiting for a train. We're desperados waiting for a train.
All right. Cheers and happy birthday to Mr. Wren there. Nice tribute. So, Kit, what do you have going on? Anything? You know how the drill goes. How can people find you online and support
I
you?
do indeed. I come prepared, in fact. Contrast is all weird. Okay. Instagram, Kit Ran Away. Twitter, Kit Talk Sports. Coffee.com/Kit Ren. Long essays about football. Facebook, easy enough. PayPal, email, all of that. This Saturday at Tumblewords, our host this week at Tumblewords will be Chris Kalia. She's based in Vancouver. She's been reading with us for about 6 months. She's a very talented writer, and I'm really excited to see what her workshop looks like. And I hope you'll be there with me Saturday, 1 to 3 Mountain.
Right on. And in order to find access to that, you can just access Tumblewords through Facebook, I believe, right?
Yes, the Tumblewords Project. Search the Tumblewords Project on Facebook. Donna Snyder, our founder, is having a bit of a medical emergency. So come to me if you want access into the meeting on Saturday. All right. Back to you, Richie. Let's let the night roll on.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I always love that because it makes me feel like I'm on a news broadcast. All right, back to you. It's raining a little bit outside. I'm loving it. I had to open my door right now to let some of that beautiful smell in. The rain in the desert in particular. All right, yes. Shout out to Donna Snyder as always. Hope you are doing well and best of luck your upcoming medical needs. Alrighty then. That was Kit. And as has often been a long tradition at these online mics, when it lines up, but we do have the birthday twins, and it's great when they sign up back to back. And we missed them so much last week, but it's always great when they get to come in and do their thing. In fact, you heard a little bit about the curated reading coming up on the 28th. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the show. Andres is here already to celebrate with us too on the live chat. Let's go ahead and welcome Lee Martinez Soto. What's up?
Hello. So I missed last week, but I definitely did not write anything new. So let's just read something. I'm gonna be reading an old one and then a newish one. So this is called Arbol. Light-skinned, white skin, should I skin my skin and let the blood pool under my naked feet? Set it up for close inspection to determine my genes that I know nothing about? There's nothing to claim, reclaim, regain, lost long ago and erased, renamed, retrace in hopes of finding answers, but found revision parts of the side of me I never knew, and romanticized parts of the plundering past, the branches that grew me passed on to me. So that leaves the question of who am I and where do I come from? Will I pass nothing to the canopy of generations who share the blood of unholy and revered ghosts? Will I understand this blood and tie down its magic to a land I have never stepped foot in? Or instead feel naked feet burning with the touch of asphalt and the longing to know who, what I am and why? Where am I going under the glowing lights of this desert? Where has this blood been spilled? And I trace, stare in the mirror in hopes of finding a semblance of the names I never knew. The India Washishil unnamed, the Abuelita who was some sort of Indian erase, but now in the embrace of the little percentage of us that I know, and how much of us I want to know. Whisper its meaningfulness to the deaf ears of the tree that birthed us, faltering leaves on the canopy, only capable of seeing their roots when they finally wither. The likes of me wandered off the rot, climbing up our branches, while the others, carried by the wind, let themselves go, but not anymore. Not one more name of me, of them, of us will be erased from the almanacs of our history. Call me historian, scholar, time traveler, carrier of half real, half imagined stories of who, what, where, and why. And I have finally translated this one, so this is a translation for that. Piel clara, piel blanca, debería de arrancarme esta piel y dejar que esta sangre se acumule bajo mis pies descalzos, inspeccionarla minuciosamente para determinar mis genes de los cuales sé nada. No hay nada que afirmar, reclamar, recuperar, perdido hace mucho tiempo atrás y rectificado, renombrado, rescatado con la esperanza de encontrar respuestas, pero solo encontré partes modificadas del lado de mí que jamás conocí. Y romantizadas las partes del pasado rapiño que las ramas de las cuales crecí pasaron en mí. Así que eso deja la pregunta de quién soy y de dónde vengo. ¿Pasaré nada al dosel verdoso de generaciones con las que comparto la sangre de impios y venerados fantasmas? ¿Entenderé algún día esta sangre y encontraré la magia de una tierra la cual jamás he pisado? O quizás sentiré estos pies descalzos ardiendo con el tacto del asfalto y el anhelo de saber quién, qué soy y por qué, a dónde me dirijo bajo las luces de este desierto donde se ha derramado esta sangre. Y encuentro el rastro, me miro en el espejo con la esperanza de encontrar en mí semblante de los nombres que jamás conocí. La India Washishil sin nombre, la abuelita que era india borrada de nuestra historia, pero ahora en el regazo del pequeño porcentaje de nosotros que conozco y las ganas que tengo de conocer mucho más. Susurré su importancia a los oídos sordos del árbol que nos floreció. Las hojas vacilantes en sus copas solo capaces de ver sus propias raíces una vez que se marchitan. Mientras aquellos como yo se preguntan de la podredumbre trepando nuestras ramas, mientras los otros, llevados por el viento, se dejan ir. Pero ya no más. Ni un nombre más de mí, de ellos, de nosotros, será borrado del almanaque de esta historia. Llámenme historiador, erudito, viajero del tiempo, portador de medios reales, medio imaginadas historias de quiénes, qué, dónde y por qué. That was a translation. And this is a newish one. This is called Butterflies in My Stomach. Moths to the flames of a hungry heart, dormant, ravenous for fuel to awaken the inner implosion and the indescribable iteration of indecipherable emotions, one after another, waves of heat and smolder. Fluttering wings inside tightened throat, finding escape through a silence caldera, on the tip of fiery tongues, tied for too long, thin lips sealed shut, about to leave, escape, be free, be seen, swallowed whole, back to the flames and gone, dead, before they reach the shape of words spoken or written on paper or webs of half-truths disguised as love, poetry, a feeling not meant to see the light. And that's it.
Okay, sorry, I was panicking and I was trying to find my mouse so I could unmute. But awesome as always. Make everyone show some love, Lee, the MV Lee. Yo, that's a great piece. Oh man, that just gave me an idea. So you're ahead of me here. If people want to find you online, do you want to mention this?
Yes, if you would like to find me online, you can find me at on Instagram as cadáveres_literarios or on Facebook as Lee Martinez Soto. I will also post my links in the chat. Me and Bale have what's it called, a poetry reading for our queer LGBTQIA plus peeps. If you're interested in reading, please feel free to contact me or Vale and we'll sign you up, provide you the link and everything, provided there's still spaces available. We also have free audience tickets if you like to support your friends, your queer friends. If you like to be an ally, we will be taking donations to provide for every single person on the readings, as well as the feature, which is Teresa Davis, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's super exciting. Super excited for that. Yes, thank you, Lee, as always, for making some time and doing your awesome stuff on the show. Cool stuff. Alrighty. So okay, there you go. I've been forgetting to remove the spotlight. My bad. All right. Yes, MV Lee indeed. That link. Oh, sorry, not link, but yeah, as Lee mentioned, you can hit up them or Vale if you're interested in performing, right? If you're part of the community, of course, if you want to support, that's always great. I'm already planning to do that, and that would be a great show. All right, let's go ahead, keep going, everyone. So we had a couple people not show up today. We're adjusting the list a little bit. That's fine. We're gonna go ahead and go from El Paso because that was a back-to-back El Paso piece performances. But let's go ahead and go to Washington, D.C., or another one of our regulars who's just so fundamental to this mic and all the others, because you can usually find them where the mic is right, as he likes to say. Let's go ahead and welcome Ed Poetastic up to the stage. Cheers, my friend. Welcome back, Ed.
Thank you, my brother. The mic is right every Monday night, so please come. Woo! Thank you, Richie, my man. That's on the man with the master plan. Yeah. Woo! I'm feeling the energy. I'm glad you're feeling my energy with my poetry. All right. My name is Ed Potastical, AFM Fantastic. Please get in time to enjoy my rhyme for sublime. I got this poem. I did this in Neo, but what the heck? Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. I'm not big on social grace. You think I'll slip on down to the oasis? Oh, I got friends in low places. Please drink responsibly before you hurt your manner, sweetie. Please don't get pulled over from a roaring hangover. Please know your limits before reality hits. All right, this is called The Drunken Fish. A cup of Henny to make me sing like Whitney, a cup of wine to make me feel fine, a cup of beer to put me into joyful tears, a cup of Guinness to put me in a stage of bliss, a cup of Blue Moon to turn me into a balloon, a cup of Bud Light to make me feel all right, a glass of martini to make me feel like Bond, sweetie, a cup of pina colada to make me feel the beast drama, a glass of grasshopper to make me feel like a show starter, a cup of Bloody Mary to make me feel like Dracula and scary, a cup of lager to make me feel a lot hotter, a cup of ale to make me straighten my sail, a cup of Samuel Adams to I.O. Oh, that was random. A cup of porter to make me feel in order, a cup of strout to make me hungry for trout, a cup of mead to make me loose like weed, a cup of Angry Orchard to help me put 1 foot forward, a cup of Corona to make me sing my Sharona, a cup of Budweiser to make me get much higher, a cup of Dos Stuckies to make me feel at ease. If you don't drink, it's okay. Too much to drink, you can't think. Enjoy your days. I know what you're thinking. Yes, I drink them all. It was college. The balls were singing. I was answering the call. I'm not a pushover. Oh God, here comes the hangovers. All right, I got another one. This is called Mini Me. Oh, kid me, where do I begin? Oh, you'll see. The hustles aren't going to end. You don't need to worry. It's not a big deal. You'll soon taste glory, adapting iron will. I'm still in school. Yes, I know it sucks. It doesn't make you cool. It gets you out of the funk. Am I smart? Not slow? Don't listen to stupid them. Knowledge is an art. Keep on learning. Don't be dim. Do college get any better? Oh, you're watching Marvel and DC on the screen. Watching them is a huge treasure. So many possibilities on one machine. Do I have a girlfriend? Oh, the women you'll meet. Pretty flowing trends. Oh, you remember the heat. Am I a game designer? No, but I'm still a gamer. I'm virtual admirer. I'm still an adventurous player. Do I have a degree? It's a long story. It was tough, I decree. Another shark in the quarry. How is mommy? She's great, safe and fine. She's not plagued by tsunamis. She found a better guy. Are me and Reggie still friends? Yes, of course. We're friends to the end. Best friends, but reinforced. Am I filthy rich? Money doesn't solve problems. It makes more ditches. More issues will blossom. Do I know where dad is? You never needed him. You'll create your own kids. You'll be better than that phantom. Am I a poet king? Well, you do have fans. Love to hear you sing. You travel to everywhere, even Japan. Does life get better? Yeah, just please stay strong. Just be ready, no pressure. You go where you belong. I wonder where the screw up time. Hope it won't be a butterfly effect. Kidding me? Please love the grime because it make you feel sublime. Should I send it? Oh, what the heck. All right, I got one more. Thank you. This is my last. Everyone's such a blast. All right, this is called. I'm sorry. Okay, this is called. Okay, sorry. This is called soothing self-care. Breathe in, breathe out. Good in, bad out. Peace in, hate out. Calm in, anger out. Light in, dark out. Bliss in, chaos out. Serenity in, troubled out. Fun in, sad out. Love in, neglect out. Fire in, smug out. Faith in, doubt out. You in, imposter out. Thank you for making me feel fantastic and potastic. Woo!
All right, Ed. What's up, man? I was struggling with my mute button again. Awesome, dude. Great pieces as always. The drinking one was funny. So what do you have coming up that you'd like to promote or share?
I love to share because I care. I love to promote this wonderful open mic that makes our Monday night such a out of sight. So yeah. But if you want to follow me, please feel free. My name is Ed Potesco. You're feeling fantastic. But if you want to follow me, my Facebook is Eddie Foreman and my IG is Eddie Foreman 92. Remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to shine my podcast insight. If you send me a request, if you take guests, I'll click yes. So I hope everyone stay positive, safe, and blessed, and never stop singing or speaking the words outside of your chest, and never stop feeling and looking your best. And God bless.
All right, man. Thank you, Ed. Much appreciated. Orale. Love it. Okay. So we're getting there. We're going to go from Washington, D.C. to Windsor, Canada. That's right. Making his return. Always a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the stage, Zom Konto. What's going on, man? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How's everyone doing? I hope you've had a wonderful start to the week. The first poem is for my grandmother, the Swaziland Queen, Esther. If you wish to know about my grandmother, she's a grand piano whose keys accompany sopranos of angels. From the tip of their lips into the most secret chambers of heaven. The rhythm carried across the sky like a bridal train, whispering incantations of her tribal name. The one used by her ancestors before the world came to know her simply as Esther. I imagine her learning how to say it. Esther, Esther. A name she inhabits but probably cannot spell. and that somewhere out there, her name is Hadassah, and that Esther was a queen. She cannot tell. I imagine every time she closed her eyes and rehearsed it, Esther, Esther, Esther. Because naming an African child is an initiation. It is a ritual that awakens the invisible cord that remains intact after the placenta is severed and neatly packed into a blanket and buried in the brown earth at the foot of a giant tree. That way, the child's first cry is imprisoned by that tree's roots in case demons of the night steal it and make rainstorms out of its purity. I imagine that her birth was attended by midwives with gemstones for eyes, sapphire stones for nipples, and breasts that hang like the pendants of the mountain spirits. Those said to have portals that lead straight to the front steps of every planet known to the universe. She knows wisdom by the skin, by the feel of it. She has run her fingers like a pianist along the spine of time, a spine vast like that of a matriarch elephant as she moves silently, vast like piano keys made of ebony and ivory, composing the songs that pulse underneath 3 generations of black skin. The royal matriarch from the house of Swazi, Makakula, Mtombeni, Chwala Minyela, Gochela, Bahlalelinda, Mkonto, Dunjwane, Mzila Nhliziyo, Msuthu. Your praise names are the blood that courses in my veins, traveling pathways that raise the fire that brings warmth to my skin. I imagine your shadow follows you religiously and even keeps your secrets intimately. Like why you wake up at 4 a.m. to pray for strangers in wars, soldiers in coffins, emaciated children who will never know the love of a grandmother. You are a whirlwind of possibility. Your smile is God's favorite memory. Esther, Baete. Thank you.
That was amazing. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Thank you. Did you I don't know if you had another one. I mean,
oh, okay. All right. If there is time. Okay, this one is a dedication to my son. Dotanayam, my son. I wish you mountains that stoop down and crumble the tufts of hair on their crown to form beach sand for the shores that this world will never stumble into and pollute. Where the music of ancient flutes is trapped in shells that populate its blanket of pebbles and stones, which when thrown against the surface of the ocean, with each bouncing motion, whistle back the secrets of the snails in those shells that carried hell on their backs and heaven in their hearts. Those said to have slowed down deliberately and sacrificed themselves so their shells can become refuge for the songs whose melodies are now known for guiding the bruised hips of lost ships back home. Dotanaya, my son, I wish you to speak bright words the way light was named, with sound in attendance, and that I live long enough for the chance to tell you the story of how light and sound came together to dance for the first time, trapping the universe in 1 trillion light years of rhythm. I wish that as you whisper your own name, you believe it, that each letter in it is a feather inside the largest wing to ever host the wind. And that when you fly, you're not distracted fighting that wind, but just enjoying the aerial view. My son, I want to take all the insults of this world on your behalf, so that you find half of the world's untruths about black boys already shelved in a bunker somewhere. I would have walked back and forth through time to collect each falsehood and hold it captive in the underworld, not to ban a single one, but to remind you that another generation would someday need you to collect the other half. Make sure the collection is complete. Then have a bonfire and invite the neighbors, all singing at the same time, screaming caresses. My son, I wish your teenage eyes will take long walks inside the hallways of histories begging to be written, and that those that died gritting their teeth while holding on to olive branches can see you plant seeds and be proud. And that seeing you hunger to know more disarms their spirits and charms them into forgiving the trees from which the spears that dug into their chests were carved. My son, I wish you the rarest form of love, the one that plays catch with itself, throwing boomerang kisses at the sky, knowing the love will come back glowing with the remnants of a dying love. Dying stars whose sparkle will hustle its way back into a fully blown sun. The hourglass, my son, will always be a desert of seconds, taken away until you're brave enough to shatter the glass and find water. Because that's what I wish for you. I wish you water to flow towards the future, like hip hop, like poetry. I wish you an elephant's memory to remember to forget what they did to me. Just write the debt to ancestry. Find your identity. And more than anything, my son, I want you to remember that you are royalty. Baete. Thank you.
Beautiful. I love that. So many beautifully constructed lines and imagery there in both pieces. Thank you, Zomkonto. And so you have your Instagram and your YouTube. Tell people if they're just tuning in, where can they find you and follow you online? Oh, I had you on mute by accident too. You're typing it in. All right, cool. Sounds good. Yes, so we will share that as well. Check him out on YouTube. I'm already following, and if you're not, what are you doing? Go follow him. Cool stuff. And while you're at it, how come you're not following us? Come on. Actually, we are trying to up our subscribers. A strategy that I should have been following a long time ago is try and build our subscription base, because on YouTube, once you get to a certain amount of subscribers and watch hours, you can do some things like monetization. And that'd be a great way to kind of help self-fund a lot of the projects that we do BWOMS. So I'm going to be working on that for a little bit. But beautiful as always from Zomkonto. Yeah, any links you have there, I'll go ahead and push them along. Again, shout out to everyone watching on YouTube right now. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We got some more peeps on tonight, so we're gonna make sure to get them on. In fact, we're gonna go ahead and go from Canada to Malaysia. Yes, we're very international tonight. I love it. And as always, it's great to have them on. Because today, Julian.
Hi. You're banging upstairs again, so just share screen.
Yeah, no worries. Let me get that for you. Hold on. All right, you're good to go.
Apology to my anatomy. Dear kidney, where have you been? Dear spleen, why was I so mean? Dear brain, forgive me the hangover pain and all the gray cells I've slain. I feel your thoughtful disdain. I'm so sorry, dear heart. You kept on going, pulling beads from parts unknown, finding arteries to bypass on your own while I bitterly reap what was sown. Dear liver, for all the pounding I delivered, there were days of joy, but also days I was out to destroy. Every drink made me sink, sunk, think, thunk, drunk. You are the reason I still live, but I'm a lifer. The wagon beckons, but I keep falling off of it. The walls are talking, but this dead man's still walking off the poetic bend for now. On another bend, every turn, another reason to return this body to sender. Hey, divine assembler of hearts, here are your parts, only one owner. I knew it was just a Lona, still good for one more boner. No major accidents, some minor bumps and dents, low mileage, high mileage. Newly retired, some air required, comprehensive service history, and in very good condition, too well oiled maybe from all the late night libations. I know, my soul is unworthy of heaven, but it will never learn if you let it eternally burn. It could be a waste also in purgatory. Seen too many insides of laboratories. Hey God, you baked the bread but can't leave it unleavened. Let's cut a deal and call it even. Let's be more environmentally friendly and recycle my anatomy. Give it to another who will treat it with more dignity. Let's save this old soul for another roll of the dice. Give me one more life on this earth, please, to pay for this vice. By your grace, let me be redemption's ultimate plug and reincarnate me as a handsome, free refills, empty mug.
Wow.
Thank you. 1,600 days today, sober.
Wow, congrats. Yeah, that's a great piece. Thank you for that. Did you, I wasn't sure if you had another one. That's what I was kind of waiting to go in.
Yeah, can you see that?
Yes.
So this is the Galapagos Darwin's Arch. Unfortunately, it collapsed. Such a beautiful structure. Darwin's Arch in the Galapagos has now collapsed. Was it just a natural erosion, or has the climate crisis claimed another victim? Our hands were once bridges, hands that stretched from the rugged interior of Borneo to the manicured gardens of the Down House in Kent. Alfred Russel Wallace wrote thoughtful missives to Charles Darwin, and their clever, measured exchanges led to the discovery of natural selection, the origin of species, and how we came to be, forever linking nature to humanity. Our hands are now cleavers, riddled with lines of our own destruction. Keyboard warriors are drive-by comment assassins. We trade barbs and burns like grenades. Trolls lock and load, then fly and run for cover. Knee-jerk reactionaries trump thoughtful discourse. Spoken word is spit. Metaphors are the bomb. We are hair-triggered for calling out. Content beats context. We tag and label in towers of Babel. Selfie-absorbed narcissists are influencers. Clock watchers are now TikTokers. Going viral is really a disease, fevered scrolling and infectious sharing. Emojis are just holes for the polarizing. It's all in or fall out, boy. The either or binary, the descent of man corollary. Opposable thumbs once evolved to grasp tools. Now they swipe right or swipe left as Tinder fuel. It's armchair outrages and victimhood stages. If a mouse click is all you need to feel empowered, then a dick or a clit that is serviceable is all one needs to be laser sighted as targetable. The online climate isn't changing. It's in crisis. And yes, our social media house is burning. We are turning back in time, tweet by toxic tweet, letting the flame spread from room to chat room until all that's left are bashes of ashes and roast for the compost pile. Fighting fire with firestorm is futile. Flamethrowers are only devolving into carbon copies of our sapient, cannibalistic, murderous origins. After the crime scene is yellow tape, do not cross. Their fingers should be dusted for hashtags. Screenshot residue is never carbon neutral. Pandemics will come and go, but the endemic sins of pride, envy, greed, and gluttony are here to stay. The selfish gene really is in a selfish fit. Even the blind watchmaker knows when to call it quits. Watch this space. Another TikToker has a meltdown. It's the survival of the fittest in all its full glory as another arch frenemy breaks off and sinks beneath the waves. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. The Arch. That's a excellent piece. Before you go on, how can people follow you and support you online?
I'll drop a link in the chat. Thanks.
All right. Yes. So the link, it is a link tree, and that is linked to end all links, as Lee puts it. I love it. And I already posted that on YouTube. For all of you on the live stream, you can go and support him online. He does a lot of great work, especially those pieces are really cool. And I always appreciate it when people also come with their poems. They get to display it like that. It's pretty great, especially maybe for those who are hard of hearing and all that. That's also why we're experimenting with captions today. Let us know what you think about that. Sometimes it does help to have that secondary kind of sensory experience there, being able to read what's on there. Okay, so we just had someone added. We have, as far as the list goes right now, we have 3 more performers left in the night. Our next performer just recently signed up, and they've been making it out to our in-person open mics and has probably tuned in at least once or twice here in the Zoom room, but I don't think has had a chance to read yet. So this is her first time reading online, but she's such a, I really love her poems. She does a great job every time. It's a pleasure to have her both in person and online. So let's go ahead and welcome Courtney up to the stage. Courtney Holmes, what is up?
Hi. Hi,
How you doing?
everybody. This is my first summer in Texas, so my allergies are horrible. So I sound a little under the weather. I am going to show you. I'm going to read 4 poems that are on my book called Contusions of the Heart, and these 4 poems are already illustrated. So I'm going to go ahead and show you those pictures as I read them. Let's see, I'm going to share. How can I share? I'm on my phone though. Let's see.
I don't know. There's like a green button there that says share
There is
in
share.
your options?
Yeah. Oh, and I have kids, so please forgive me.
What up, kids?
Oh. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll probably find another time. I don't want to waste your time.
No, it's not a waste of time. In fact, I think once I think you're in the right spot. I think you actually have to select whatever photos first, and it'll show up on the screen. Because it looks like whatever you're doing.
I was doing something?
Yeah. I think you have to, from there, click on whatever photo you want to share, and it should show up.
Okay.
Mommy,
Right.
where Nanny?
Does anything show up?
Where Nanny?
Not yet.
Okay. I should have did it on my laptop. Sorry, guys.
It's all good. So you have a book out?
Well, I finished the book. We're just working on, we're literally just working on illustrations. So it's already finished, and maybe like last tweaks of the editing with my editor. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I'm just going to read them out to y'all.
For sure.
But the first one is called Free from Deceit. My mind was detained by your tall talk. I believe the affections of your heart were infinite. The engraved marks revealed on my arm remind me of the unschooled girl who thought your love was her boundless sea. I was the product of the scandals you deemed as venial. A man's fool trusting words of distortion. I was afraid to fly as you sheltered my mind. Nate Noah. I was afraid to fly as you sheltered my mind. Rituals are sung to let go until the attachments of you become unraveled and coveted no more. I am not your scarlet macaw. I will no longer be held held captive by the feeding of your lies. I wish you guys could see the pictures, like it's beautiful. And the next one, the next one is called Clever Moon. Clever moon shining down on my pretty brown. Vulnerable in the night, I rely on you to shine in on my darkness. Shape the ugly me you see into a shadow beauty. So high and radiant, it is impossible to cry of loneliness. Being underneath you creates a feeling of ecstasy. In your presence, I stand still, heartening the serenity forced upon me. Your brilliance overrides the melanism of the small hour with inspiration. Clever moon, your lucid position has aided me with trust, receiving the realization that my continued living is not in vain. I am indebted to your afterglow and all of your commitment to guide me with your softness. And then this is the last one. It's called Soul Shining. I think it's one of my favorites. It's called Soul Shining. There was a time I meditated and excavated through the deepness of who I am. I searched for purpose. She did not want to be found. Happiness was once reflected as a hopeless emotion. The cloaked feelings hid sullenly, pulling me into Satan's mist. He thrived off the destruction of my temple, but I relied on his comfort as he vested losses in my life. I took the air for miles, barefoot on an abandoned road, drained of self-control. I chased my dreams for an end, but today crying in the sun felt good. My trembling body felt lighter. My trembling body felt lighter. My harming mood felt brighter. I wrote off subjection, convincing myself I mattered. My soul has yet to be neglected by hell's fence. She has been shining since. And that's all.
Yeah. All right. Courtney, glad you can make it on. And we'll figure that out. We'll get to see those images maybe next week or whenever you're ready. Congrats on finishing that up. And it's exciting to see part of that journey. Lastly, for people just seeing you for the first time, how can they follow you if you want to share social media or any ways in which people can connect with you?
Yeah, for sure. All I have is Instagram. It's Holmes Court, HOLMES. And then the first part of my name is COURT on Instagram. And I'll write it in there also. But Holmes Court on Instagram.
Dope. Thank you so much. Glad you finally made it on. And definitely, as Nick Paleologos would say, one of us, which means you got to come back. You know what I'm saying? People want to hear more of you and more of your poems and more about that book. All right. Thank you, Courtney. Appreciate it. And also, whenever you're ready to join us at one of the live mics. We got 2 this week. By the way, if you are watching right now, we do have 2 in-person open mics this week. Tomorrow, we're going to be downtown at Mona Bar of Modern Art. Come through, check it out. And Friday, we're going to be at Craft Rhythm and Brews. We have our own designated room, the listening room or the speakeasy room, whatever I call it, both those things. Local craft brew. Next week, last Thursday of the month, we're going to be at Old Sheepdog Brewery. So, lots of bars, lots of brews, but you don't have to drink if that's not your thing. There are other options as well. There's food trucks at 2 of those venues. So if you're in El Paso, come through, check it out. You can find out more by following us online, Barbed Open Mic. But if you are not living near us in the El Paso region, then of course you're always welcome to join us online every Monday at the Stay at Home Open Mic. So we got two more people, and we missed them last week as well. We're gonna go to Los Angeles. By the way, Courtney is in El Paso as well, so it's great to have you. And yeah, that Texas heat, damn, it could be rough. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to LA, and we're gonna tune in with Mr. Tessel Somok. And it has been we missed him last week, which was rare.
Yeah, I was traveling a little bit, so
Good. How you doing today?
So I didn't register.
All good.
Can I share screen?
Yes, it should be open.
All right. What do you guys see in the Word document?
Yes.
All right. From a loud Puerto Rican to the Longfellow linden. Flowers in all places, then in all seasons. Flowers expand their light and soul like wings, teaching us by most persuasive reasons how akin they are to human things. From Flowers by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, 1837. That's me at the Longfellow House, and there's your linden. From a loud Puerto Rican to the Longfellow linden. By the meandering Quinobecan, now the Charles River, inhabited over 4,500 years with the farmlands, orchards that blossomed and withered, ritos, brooks have come and gone. The sight of lyrical pacing, searching for solace on its inscribed and reinscribed paths. Between 1905 and 1925, Martha Brooks Hutchinson and Ellen Biddle restored it to the way the patriarch had known it, blending the colonial architecture. The arboreal placement, well thought out in 1843, Fanny, the Roman domina, sought to pleasure her dominus, a linen avenue in which my poet intends to pace in his old age and compose under its shade. The rewriting and failures of the Isle of Elms mirror the prosody of the author. On the eastern lawn, a Tilia americana, a linden tree planted before the birth of the nation, shading George Washington's Revolutionary War headquarters during the siege of Boston. Over 70 years past its estimated life expectancy, over 120 years past its namesake, sought for its summer-long cluster of yellowish white flowers, love for its summer fragrance, and abhor for its tacky tar. On the sweltering summer shade, the daughter of a Spanish Gitano Romani gypsy father, the same ones that we as Mexican kids were told that if we misbehaved, the Húngaros and Gitanos would come and take us away. And a Puerto Rican mother serving Dixie cups of water from a classy Coleman cooler like the ones for farm laborers. A grade sage stepped on the East Lawn stage with a Longfellow linden for an audience. An intellectually gifted chubby child, Bronx-born Magdalena Gomez, commanded the audience. Now award-winning performance poet, playwright, poet laureate of Springfield, Massachusetts, founder of many New England Latinx venues, multi-book published, miraculous mujer, gritona, sinvergüenza. That's the title of her first book, Shameless Woman. On March 1st, 1954, another gifted, loud Puerto Rican mujer yelled, "Que viva Puerto Rico libre!" Dolores Lebron Sotomayor, born November 19, 1919, la quinta and final daughter of a poor family in Lares, Puerto Rico. While Magdalena was radicalized by the South Bronx Library, Lolita Lebron was radicalized by the Ponce Massacre of 1937, where 19 Puerto Ricans were massacred by police. After the handover of 25th, 1898, Puerto Rico became a source of cheap labor for the U.S. mainland, but the jobs didn't live up to the expectations promised by the migratory middlemen. On June 11, 1948, a Puerto Rican governor, U.S. appointed, signed the Ley de la Mordaza, or the gag law, La Ley 53. It bespoke Puerto Rican independence with a $10,000 fine. The Cuate, twin of the mainland Smith Act, intended to suppress communist movements. The Little Smith Act made it a felony to demand liberation. On June 16, 1954, Lolita Lebron was sentenced to 16 to 50 years. She would continue writing poetry and organizing till commuted by Jimmy Carter. On June 12, 2022, a very loud Puerto Rican woman was yelling at the 263-year-old Longfellow Linden, who had witnessed the birth of American homegrown terrorists, aka American Revolutionary Militia, the appropriated birth of continental violence, the birth of American empire that one day would colonize her mother's homeland. If the linden tree of empire is fed with the bloodshed of patriots, Magdalena's words will not be smothered like Fanny's dress on fire by the Longfellow body politic. All
Awesome.
right, that was that piece. And then my second piece is so you want to be a human conveyor belt. Have you been wanting to be the master? Have you been wanting to master the classical art of human conveyor belting? Wanting to impress family and friends around the family table, the water cooler, or these days on the background Zoom chats. This poem will help you master the ancient art form of Arubashu Karabetsu no Bashu ni Ubekehuto Owatsu Ibotito no Retsu, or the Zen art of Ninge no Konbeya Beruto. You will master the hyperfocal distance for maximal sycophant effect. Your proper background placing for greatest depth of field, generating the maximal foreground and background contrast for your authoritarian desires. This poem will teach you the closest focusing distance, the allowable placing of yourself as an object at infinity while remaining sharp and before overshadowing your malignant overlord. You will master intuitively and by analytical analysis the hyperfocal distance as being equal to the square of the focal length divided by the f-stop number and the acceptable circle of confusion plus the focal length. You will impress your colleagues with your knowledge of the circle of confusion as the distance where you become blurred and appear beyond, out of focus and out of place. You will learn when to abandon the hyperfocal distance, particularly those occasions where you prolong the master's gaze, where the application of oils and waxes on your face to help the Casper makeup stick to the skin, the white face that creates a dramatic look in the photographic composition, the oshiroi made from rice powder and kaolin clay. You may even opt for the kumadori lines for that extra dramatic effect of deploying your kabuki white face gaze on your patriarchalist phalangocentricus. You will master the mindfulness of being a human conveyor belt. You will have endless hours of pleasure of moving objects, of being the object from one place to another. You will be the master of the circle of confusion as you evade the hangman's gallows and pass the responsibility on. I
Right.
can't hear you, Richie, if you're talking.
Oh no, all right, man. I like how that's coming in fashion. Is I like how you're sharing the document. That was pretty cool. The first one
Mm-hmm.
to follow
Yeah.
along. I don't know if you had more or
No, I think that's enough. I
any
think Kit
update.
is out of beer and I
True,
may
true.
kill him.
All right, yo. So do you have anything coming up that you'd like to promote or
No,
usual
just
suspects?
just writing creative, crazy stuff like this last one.
Nice. Yeah, that was the human conveyor belt. Wow, what imagery.
That's
So
what
do you I
Trump
mean, huh?
called a human conveyor belt.
Ah, gotcha. So where can people find you online if they're tuning in for the first time and just hearing your work?
Sure, folks can catch me on Instagram under Gaseous 2019 and then on Facebook under the group um, Pandemic Poets. It should be fine.
You should be fine. Yeah, definitely check those out. Great way to also keep in touch with everything that's going on. Glad you're back. You're back home,
Good to
right?
be back,
Nice and
Richie.
safe.
Sorry I didn't get a chance to tell you, but I had to skedaddle fast. So I didn't have a chance to be
Oh,
on.
it's good to see you traveling. That's awesome. All righty then. Cool. Well,
All
we'll
right.
see you next time.
See you.
All right. Cool. Thank you. That is Mr. Tesla Somok. Go check it out. Gaseous 2019. Be on the lookout for more work getting published, hopefully very soon. And of course, I would also give a shout out to the YouTube channel, Brown Buffalo Bluesman. That's always some good stuff uploaded there as well. All right. So, once again, for staying home with Mike, my name is Rich. Thanks to everyone who has participated so far. It is great having you guys here tune in and everyone who has been watching YouTube to support. Right now, we're going to go ahead and take it to our closer. Back in the day, I would call on the Sandman, Mariano Rivera, as he would make his way, throw down his cutters to finish out to the game. But today, we're going to go ahead and, as always, call our very own closer with his own theme song, which I don't have queued up. My bad, I messed up. But you guys know, you know. We have Dan the Man. Is Dan with us? This is the seance portion of the show. He has a
Yeah,
book coming up. Man, do you feel older, Dan?
yeah.
All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead with the online open mic. Let's make some noise and welcome Dan the Man to the house.
Yeah. How's everybody doing tonight? All right. Well, well, as you already know, I think all right, hold on. Yeah, I'm just trying to make this adjustment here. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. Well, I know this coming Thursday I'll be turning my last year of my 30s. For a year, I turn 40. So yeah, looks like I'll be entering a midlife crisis, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So okay. I'm gonna read. Yeah, thank you, Richie. All right. I'm gonna hold on. Damn this. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Okay. All right. I'm gonna read this. The story I did. It was 9 years ago at the day I turned 30, and yeah, it's the day of my 30th birthday. It was 9 years ago in 2013, and it is called 3 Decades. Okay, hang on. What the hell? Oh, hold on a second. Hold on.
Okay, hold on one sec. I think something's off here. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I have this ready, but I'm trying to. Okay, there we go. Okay. 3 decades. The past 3 decades, my birthplace was Pereira, Indiana, 75 miles somewhere north of the state capital of Indiana. That'll be Indianapolis. On the 23rd day of the 6th month, and in the year 1983. Yep. And it was 12:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 10:23 a.m. Right here, Mountain Standard Time, El Paso time. And yeah, my birthstone is Alexandra with Pearl. My flower is rose, and thank God. And my horoscope is Cancer. Yeah. All right. Well, then first came to El Paso and 32 years ago. That's where I learned about my roots, my blood, my ties, and my background. Well, there's always been my hometown for more than the past 2 decades. Well, I wish I was born here, but I'm still a native here. And yeah, right now I graduated from Franklin High School, go Cougars, and a decade later, EPCC class of 2012. Still want to go to UTEP. I find out. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Well, okay. Most likely to travel since the past decade, like all around Texas, a number of visits in LA and all around Southern California. Prior to Central Florida numerous times because my sister's family lives there. My strength was back then as something where I must do best, attend on time, get a job, and and trying to get everything together. Now the strengths are, according to Spike Lee, do the right thing. And the current 3 decades, well, that was almost 9 years ago. It's been almost a year since I got my Associate of Arts degree in English, and I still have the practicing skills of poetry. I'm just still learning. Though the birthday poems via Facebook are what I do best, though it's just the start of my poems. Still working on a book that will take me a long time, though might be a good on short stories, and therefore I plan to work full time. And the future plans still unknown. I might plan to attend to UTEP, but it's still not official. Then, though my second plan was to make my rise to fame to Hollywood, I wish I had started a decade ago. But some say it's not too late to go to Hollywood. Hopefully, I'll get my chance there. And my goal was back in EPCC to graduate college, go to Hollywood, and have a family. Yeah. Well, all these, yeah, well, good. Okay. Well, all these on those goals and motivations, well, we'll just have to wait and see. So, okay. I know someone would say to me right now, you're 30 today, 30, the big 30, 3 decades. You got 10 till 40. Hold on. For the next 3 decades, I know that's a lot have changed for the past 3 decades. For the fact that I don't know, I have sort of seen, but in all, I seen it all, but I wish I have. But I know God has. Maybe God knows everything. But even though I have no idea what the future will hold for the next 3 decades, or maybe more than 3 decades ahead, don't call me Nostradamus because I'm no psychic nor have premonition. Although I still have plenty of unfinished business to take care of in order to fulfill a better and bright future. That's that's what the inspirations are for the achieving my goals. And all I'm hoping is for a better and brighter future to not only for me, but for all of us, including my best friends, the rest of friends of mine I know, of course, my family, relatives, and current future children I know in the next 3 decades. In conclusion, I've seen and walked through the valley in the past 3 decades, and now as the midpoint of the current 3 decades, and that's where I'm just about to pass through. What I will enter the valley of the next 3 decades, where I'll be continuing to see and walk through there. That's where the 3 decades is what's 30 years we've and well, long wait and see. Yeah, that's the 3 decades. Okay. Speaking of milestones, yeah, there's something I want to say. This next poetry I just finished written, and it's called "Milestones We Count." Okay. But some are good, some are bad, some are happy, some are sad, some are cool, some are not glad but mad. Cool or uncool. Reminds me of the film Harley Davidson, The Marlboro Man. Like saying, you gotta be dead and cool rather than alive and uncool. Yeah, it's a cool movie. Well, what we count milestones. Well, we count days, we count hours, numbers, we count records, years, ages, birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, goals, episodes, posts, cause, landmarks, steps, signs, events, projects, science, history, discoveries, pillars, breakthroughs, achievements, triumphs, especially goals. And oh wait, did I say goals? Okay. We might count ages, kisses, context, effects, business, roads, insights, requirements, turning points, per coop, or maybe, but some of us maybe count person, places, and things, if you know what I mean. But I know there's a sad things we have to count is war, the tragedy, and the grim of COVID-19, which you already know about. Yeah, grim milestones, you already know. Well, those are the milestones. Just like my birthday, like years, and or some breakthrough roles, or my episodes on my blogs, and yep. And since I already did 855, I'm about 45 blocks away for yet another milestone, 900. 145, I reached the maximum milestones. Well, I don't know. It looks like we're not alone on the milestones, but there's a lot of us, like the Guinness's World Record. Yeah, that's a hell of a breakthrough for milestones. And yeah, like Brandon Bailey Johnson, he became the youngest music producer at the age of 12. Man, it was a breakthrough role for him. And Jack Ingram, I know him. He had so many interviews all in one day, but wow. Huh. Man, that's what I say. Okay. And like we say, and speaking of milestones, Yep, the 10th anniversary of the City Magazine, and with a milestone of 100th issue. Yep, right there. A decade and a celebrating a decade anniversary and a milestone. It was work possible. So congratulations to the City Magazine after 10 years and an issue milestone of 100th issue. So congratulations. Yep. So we do count milestones. Yep. Some are good, some are bad, some are happy, some are sad, some cool or not glad, but man, cool or uncool. Yeah. But that's how we count about milestones. That's sometimes there are a lot of things that we count. No doubt about it. All right. What y'all think?
Cool.
All right. 1 sec. Okay, here it is. Beat it and weep it. All right. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm behind post on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, but I managed to update a little bit on my Facebook page. So find Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube, subscribe it, and you know what to do to watch. And for those who are new here, you know what to do. All right, well, my birthday, 39th birthday is on Thursday. Hell, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh, okay, guys. Well, thank you very much, and hope to see you guys back here next Monday as we wrap up the month. So, okay, all right, Richie. Let's go ahead and call it a night.
Yeah. All righty. Sounds good, man. Thank you, Dan. Let's go ahead and switch it up. What if I don't want to call it a night, huh? What if I don't want to call it a night? What if I want to call it a beautiful night? What if I want to call it a beautiful evening? What I want to call it like a nice rainy moment? I don't know. But cheers. Happy birthday, Dan. Shout out to everyone who performed. As we mentioned, we will be back next Monday. Again, if you are in El Paso or in the El Paso area or will be in the El Paso area in the next couple of weeks, we do have 3 open mics in the next 2 weeks, starting tomorrow, Monobar Modern Art, Friday at Craft Rhythm and Brews, and next Thursday, June 30th at Old Sheepdog Brewery. Bring your poems, bring your instruments, or just come and hang out. We'll be there. I'll be there. But want to extend again one more time just my gratitude to everyone who consistently takes part of this, everyone who, okay, I'm going to mute you down. Yes, awesome. And of course, everyone who tunes in to watch, you guys are always welcome here. If you want to perform, it's as easy as just signing up. Be on the lookout for the sign up, as early as, well, sometimes earlier, but as late as Sunday, maybe 24 hours before. Usually I'll put it out. But for the online mic, my name is Rich. Again, you guys have a beautiful week. We'll see you next Monday. For the online mic, I want to go ahead